We're live now. We can start.
Okay, we can start here. You'll have to put it on the screen.
Yes. It should be coming up anytime now.
But sage Patanjali cautions here further that even after.
Alka, should we just repeat this?
Yeah,
Because we've
sure.
not read
So,
this in the last couple of weeks.
okay. Book 4, verse 27. Through force of habit, inertia or tamas that is inherent in the matter of mind and body. However, the mind will reflect other mental impressions, drifts during a certain line of thinking, and perceive objects of sensuous perception. Emotions and sex, being crude and not yet refined, will have their way. Book 4, verse 28. These reflections are of the nature of hindrances, and the method of their overcoming is the same. The corrective methods as shown in chapter 11.
I think we explained this, no, last time, or do you want me to explain it again?
We went through this.
If we went through it and then we can go ahead. Then. Uh, Otherwise, this is, in a way, it is very important because it's a part of deeper self-observation. Deeper self-observation. What do you want to do?
Whatever everyone wants.
Okay, we'll go ahead. Yeah.
But
No, we can go through this again, Rajan bhai. If there's an important point that you have in mind, I'm sure everyone would love to hear it again.
What?
If you have an important point that you would like to talk about, we can quickly cover this again.
No, this is a matter of deep observation. Say I'm looking at the screen just now over here, right? And then now my attention is totally focused on the screen. So and then suddenly I remember I have to go to my son's tomorrow, right? So emotion and sex, E and S. Sex meaning not as sex as such, sex meaning tamas, right? Emotions meaning rajas, right? So emotions and sex, whenever we are, what do you call, in one line of thinking, uh, we keep on getting interrupted and we take those interruptions for granted. Right? We don't even know where they are coming from and nobody observes where they are coming from. Right? So I just wanted to, we talked about this last time, just wanted to touch upon that. So when we talk, we'll later talk about samadhi or something, these hindrances have not been overcome. We'll keep on interfering in our one-pointedness. And should see it in the when we are doing the prism exercise, right? So what in those couple of minutes of the prism exercise, whichever thoughts are interfering with looking in the prism, we should note them down on a piece of paper at least. Yeah.
and then after noting them down in a piece of paper.
So we know that what has to be observed.
Yeah.
Yeah. But this is very deep self-observation. I mean, he's taken us very far. Right? Basic self-observation has to start from where we lose the present moment and where we are in negative emotions. Right? Hmm.
Great.
Okay.
Shall I continue?
Yeah, please.
But sage Patanjali cautions here further that even after establishing the new habit, one should not relax. For the memory patterns of the old habit are not totally destroyed, and there are chances that the mind may relapse into the same old habits due to inertia.
So this is an old habit of the mind that even when we are concentrating on something, interfering thoughts, interfering drifts come in. And when we get some kind of what you call progress, and we get some kind of expertise where we are able to concentrate on something, right? We should still hold our awareness in a way that these drifts can still come back, the old habits can still come back. Yeah. Mhm.
Such intruding.
Gurudev,
Sorry.
Yeah, please.
I'm so sorry to interfere there or interrupt, sorry.
No, you go ahead.
Um, Thank you.
Everyone's allowed to interrupt.
Pranam.
Uh,
Thank you.
right.
The inertia that is being described, is that inherent and is that tamasic, and is that what has come with us in a downward arc, or is it part of our samskaras?
No, it is come with the downward arc, right? And uh, it is something which we have to observe within ourselves. That supposing today I'm a little late, so I'll say I'll do the exercises tomorrow, right?
Mm.
So
Yeah.
that inertia is coming from thousands of years.
Okay.
So I have to work upon that inertia, and especially in daily tasks which I don't like doing.
Mm.
A simple
Yes.
task, I get up in the morning. Do I want to arrange things on my bed? Of course, somebody else may arrange it for me, right?
Mm.
So I'll say, okay, I'm not arranging it. Let somebody else arrange it. Now, I'm not observing the inertia. I become a victim to that inertia, right?
And to overcome that would be just observing and finding the way.
Pause over there and try to overcome it, right? Because
Okay.
we dislike these small tasks, right?
Yes. True.
Right?
Thank you, Guru.
Say a small task which in the morning, first thing comes to me when I wake up is that do I have to open the curtains, right? Now, there are people to help me who will come and open the curtains, right? But that inertia will come up. Okay, let them do it. I won't do it. I've got other important things to do. Right? Now, that is inertia. And it is all coming from the same place. Whether it is the curtains, whether it is the bed, whether it is to get up and get a glass of water, it is all coming from the same place.
Gurudev, that same place, is that in the cells, or is that now in your DNA, or is it just inherent in your substance?
It is a habit. So many sanskars have got together to form the
Okay.
habit.
Yes. Okay.
It is a
Yes.
habit.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Such intruding thoughts, coming as they do in series of pictures, are hindrances or drifts.
Yeah.
Hindrances to our subject of study or discussion, and drifts in as much as the mind loses its hold on the subject of study or discussion.
Right. So we have one subject of discussion or we are studying something, right? And hindrances will come up, different thoughts will come up, which come up as hindrances. One thing which I've observed over the years is that whenever I sit down to work, after a few minutes, I feel like having a cup of tea, right? So those hindrances are going to come, right? And of course, drifts, we go into imagination and daydreaming, and we lose sight of the subject completely. And in today's world, it's very easy to drift because a hindrance will first come up that is there any new what you call video on Mr. Trump today? So I'm studying something, I'll pause there, I'll put on YouTube and I'll see whether there's some new video on Mr. Trump criticizing Mr. Trump or not criticizing Mr. Trump. So the hindrance will come, the hindrance will turn into a drift. And I was studying a certain subject and I've gone on a different track altogether. And this happens with us all the time, right? And it is all coming from that, what do you call that whole pool, inner pool of inertia, which we have.
Rajan uncle, here, when we are in attracted attention, that's a state of the queen. Okay, in that case, we generally feel that the whatever we are doing is happening for the long time without much of the hindrances.
No, I didn't get it. I didn't get it.
I'll repeat. Say when we are in a attracted attention, say playing some game or reading some novel or something like that, where there is attracted attention, which the Gurdjieff describes as a state of the queen. Okay, so there we generally don't feel the hindrances, or they are there, but we are not able to understand it.
You've not observed deeply,
Oh,
right? You may not go into a daydream, but even in attract, supposing I'm reading what do you call very very good detective novel,
right.
right? Of course, haven't read one in many years, but I was a very avid reader of detective novels, right?
Okay.
Or mystery novels.
Right.
So one of the things however much the subject attracts your attention, there are both hindrances and drifts during the subject.
Okay.
So, supposing it comes that she came into the meeting with a very, what do you call, ordinary dress so as not to attract the attention to people who would not know her. So immediately our memory will go back to some of our very ordinary dresses or something of that sort. Or
Okay.
you get it. And it is
Right.
happening all the time, but because we are so attracted in the subject, we have not observed. Unless there's deep self-observation, we won't be able to observe this.
Right. Right. Okay. Okay. Thank you.
A thought, supposing he's the hero of the novel is drinking coffee in some coffee house or something, and immediately some memory will connect inside. It'll be a flash and it'll go away, but it was a hindrance in the concentration.
Right. Right. Okay.
Yeah.
So hindrances to our subject of study or discussion and drifts in as much as the mind loses its hold on the subject of study of discussion, picks up and then goes along this old series of pictures that has come in unasked for. The study or discussion forgotten, and one drifts into something else, something entirely disconnected.
I mean, this happens all the time. It happens all the time. Even today, it happens with me. I mean, I drift into. Of course, I try to hold my attention that look, I'm drifting, and I say that one eye has gone away and another eye has come, right? And there are eyes within us which love scandal and what do you call something, very masala type, right? So here I'm trying to what do you call open a very boring sutra, and there whether what has happened somewhere else in the world is suddenly so interesting and masala type, right? So. uh,
How to overcome these hindrances in our study or discussion and learn to eradicate them from the drifts observed are subject matter of scientific study.
So this is started right from that sutra of where one-pointedness, ekagrata parinam. Right from there, he's still on this thing. We must reach that state of one-pointedness, that inner state of one-pointedness, right? And these have to be observed and overcome.
So can I ask a question here?
Yeah, please, please.
So you mentioned that you are interested in watching the murder series, mystery things.
Right.
So does it affect your mind? Because I am also very much interested in watching all crime series, so to say. Does it affect our mind? Should we not watch it, or we just watch it?
No. If you enjoy it, watch it.
Okay.
Right.
No, I was thinking हमारे thoughts तो नहीं change हो जाते हैं.
Huh? No. If you enjoy it, watch it. Right.
Okay.
Uh, I
No, I was
love.
thinking you are
Now I
giving
don't read, but I still watch serials. Yeah, I still.
same here, same here.
Right.
Uh, So I was just thinking whether it gives us some other negative impressions to our mind. Are we feeding something negative to our mind all the time?
I feel I do. Like when I watch something negative, I feel that the impressions are left and they need to be scrubbed off.
Mm-hmm.
So supposing, in the old Hindi movies, I have not seen a Hindi movie for more than 20 years. So, but in the old Hindi movies, there used to be three people. There was a triangle. There would be a villain, there would be the hero, and there would be the heroine. And all the movies had the same theme, right? So, uh, now, at some point, the villain is doing something against the heroine and all that, and your teeth start clenching, and what do you call your fists start clenching, and you feel a upsurge of anger inside, right? Now, this is a beautiful state to observe inside, because that anger which was in the unconscious mind has now come out into the conscious mind, and you can separate from it and observe it. In the end, it's coming from the same pool, right? It's all coming from the same pool. It is not that anger towards one person is different from anger towards something else. Inside, anger is anger, and they all group together and form one political party called anger, right? So don't just watch the serial, enjoy the serial, but also use the serial to live the serial and observe your inner reactions. And sometimes the self-observation which can be done in a serial is much faster than what can be done in real life. Because in a small matter of 45 minutes, as the serial gets over, you go through the whole emotions of 1 year or something, right? So, I mean, it compresses in time, right? So you can, now supposing uh, I have an eye in me that what will happen in the stock market tomorrow, wants to know what is going to happen tomorrow, right? Uh, and here this eye is asking in the serial, is he the murderer? Is he the murderer? Right? So again, you observe the same eye. That eye is going to come tomorrow in your daily life, right? And you can, so I enjoy it also, and also don't waste time. Don't waste the time. You use that time for your personal growth also.
Got it, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, Alka.
Yeah,
Anything else you'd like to say? Yes.
yeah. The human mind is accustomed to making a thought picture of every word seen or heard. And this audiovisual method is, in many ways, so much better for mental grasping than audio only method of teaching.
Yeah. But I think over a time we nearly lost the visual because there's no sensitivity left in the mind. Uh, just the word, this thing, the word hits us, and to be able to pause and make a visual out of the words, and that very pause is very important. Right.
Isn't it a very good exercise if we try to um, visualize things consciously?
It's an excellent exercise. It's an excellent exercise. Uh, and try to do it as an exercise in rising in consciousness,
Yeah.
right? And you can add it to your daily life, right?
Yeah.
So, and there'll be a lot of muddle up initially when you do this. There'll be a lot of muddling up, right? But I do it a lot with the three-step rhythmic breathing.
Yeah.
And that is a practice which I try to do every day. I try to do that practice is a practice of, say there are 12 breaths in a minute. So I make it a habit of visualizing, or in my mind, I draw one, two, three. So but I don't allow myself to say one. I don't allow myself. So there's no audio, only visual.
Hmm.
Okay? And it takes a lot of practice, right? And there have been times when I've reached up to 100 without a single audio, right? So it's a wonderful practice, actually. It's wonderful practice. What also happens later on is that a lot of our thinking then moves from the audio to the visual,
Yeah.
because it then becomes second nature for us, right? So a lot of us, now we have to see that within the mind, there is a screen, like a wall in the mind. On this side of the screen are words, or on this side of the veil are words, of the curtain are words. On that side is only visual.
Right.
99.99% of people, they live their whole life on this side only. They don't even know there is another side. So our initial effort in our meditative practices must be to penetrate that curtain, to go beyond the audio to the visual.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm trying to say? This is
It is.
it is a
Yeah.
very big breakthrough, very, very big break. Everything will change in our life the moment this happens, right?
This is a different space you create in yourself. It's just a
So the
different,
space is already there. You don't create it. You have to enter the space, right? The space is already there. We are
like
not
you root
aware
yourself
of.
to that space.
Huh?
You ground yourself to that space through
Well,
practicing.
before grounding it, you have to enter that space,
Yeah.
right? And
Yeah.
once you enter that space, can you see? I'm looking at the TV, right?
Yeah.
But I'm not saying the word TV in my mind. Of course, this is a computer screen, but for me, it is the same TV or computer screen, right? So I'm not saying the word TV in my mind. So now I'm looking at it beyond the curtain of words.
Yeah.
This curtain of words is all 24 hours. Our whole life, we don't go beyond that curtain.
Yes, this is an exercise that we are doing right now in
So the
practical work.
first step for any student is, I want to go beyond this curtain, and we must put our lives on this thing to go beyond this curtain, to go into that space
Gurudev,
where there are no words. There are no words.
So
Gurudev, sorry, what does the space look like? What is it? Is it just empty? Does it have color? Does it, that space within which you're describing, what does that look like or feel like
I'm going to
visually?
talk. I'm going to talk about it on Saturday. I'm going to talk about it on Saturday. Let's keep a little.
Okay, thank you.
Let's keep a little.
So
So
this is a chapter we are reading right now in Practical Work on Self, and that's exactly the exercise in this chapter about disengaging with impressions. Like you are um, not getting drawn away by the impressions, but choosing what you want to assimilate and how you want to um, converse with that impression. Uh,
so the idea is that the impression comes in as a word, as language,
yeah,
right? And the idea is that now there are two parts to that impression coming in. One is the first impression which comes in, right? We will call that the idea. And the second is the what I think about the impression,
exactly. Yes.
right? Now I want to bring in consciousness between my receiving the impression and my thinking of the impression,
Yeah,
right? So we must be able to pause in that gap.
exactly. Yeah. So not to look at, like you said, not to look at the TV as the TV. You're looking at something, but you're not forcing your preconceived understanding of that thing in your first
Memory is
interaction.
not coming in that this is with the word that this is a TV.
Yeah.
The memory is not interfering. Now I'm looking at the TV. Many things will start happening when you enter this space. Many things will start happening. Uh, I don't want to go into it in today's talk. I'm going to talk about it on Saturday in the Yoga Sutra. Because the very sutra we are doing is about this, right?
Okay.
Mm.
Thank you.
Yeah.
In a class of, say, 10 pupils who hear their teacher say something, in 10 young minds are formed 10 series of mental pictures of what is heard.
Mm.
Of these 10 pupils, those who have mental pictures nearest to what the teacher has in mind, for the latter also has mental pictures while teaching and talking, will have better or good grasp. And those for whom the series of mental pictures are different will have poor or no grasp at all of the subject.
So we keep forming what you call pictures, but these pictures are made out of our imagination, vikalpa. Right? These pictures are made out of our imagination. Right? So I have a picture of myself. Right? Now, you come to meet me or I come to your home. Now, if your picture of me is nearer to what I have of myself, then I'll feel happy. But if it deviates from the picture I have of myself, right, then I'm going to feel hurt. Supposing I have a picture of myself that when I come to your home, you must pick up a chair and put it for me. So I've made a mental picture of myself, right? But you don't bother. You say, would you like if you want a chair, please pick it up yourself. Right? So you have broken my mental picture. Your mental picture of me is very different from the one I have of myself, which you should have. Am I coming across in this?
Yes.
Right? Now, every father has a mental picture of how his son, what his son should be. Right? But every son has a different mental picture of what his father should be. Every husband has a mental picture of what his wife should be. But every wife has a different picture of what the husband should be. Right? And all over the world, pictures are clashing.
Yeah.
Right? One picture clashes with the other. And all these pictures are made woven out of imagination.
Past experiences and hurt.
So they are created out of words, these pictures. If we can go beyond word, then we see the original picture, which is without words.
Yeah.
Now, supposing you say that your talk was excellent and also immediately the picture I have of myself has changed. Can you get it?
Yes, yes, absolutely.
So am I observing the picture of myself? Am I that I have through my imagination woven my own painting and I want everybody to appreciate that painting?
And it is a beautiful way of giving more power to the present. Um,
No, the picture is formed from memory. There's nothing present in the picture.
no, if we learn and train ourselves to not think through those pictures and experience firsthand, then we are empowering the now instead of what the past experience or past vrittis or sanskars
It's
have.
very, very difficult. It takes years of practice.
Yeah,
Because what is the ego? Nothing but a what you call album of pictures,
yeah,
right? The ego is nothing but an album of pictures, and we have thousands and thousands of pictures,
yep,
right? Thousands, if two people come to meet me, right, and one says namaste and the other does not say namaste, immediately I have two different pictures. Now, I don't even know these people, right? But I've already formed a picture in my mind.
yeah,
Can you see? Uh, if somebody passes me on the road and does not say good morning, I've already formed a picture in my mind.
yeah.
And people cling to these pictures. People will come and say me, America is so nice. You go in the garden, people who don't know you, they also say good morning to you. Here in India, nobody says good morning when we go for a walk in the garden, right? So
Yeah,
see how people have get identified with certain pictures, deeply
right.
identified with certain pictures. Okay. Pictures is a very deep subject and very vast subject. Two individuals don't get married, two pictures get married.
Yeah.
And everybody has a what you call a stock market price of their picture. So I have what do you call that? My picture is this is the price of my picture. What do you call? If you insult me, you're quoting a lower price than the one which I have, you know. So in the end,
Then there are going to be a lot of bad pictures.
so in the end, who is feeling hurt? Are we feeling hurt or is the picture feeling hurt? And we are always, whenever we are hurt because of somebody, it is always because of a picture. Always because of a picture. We had a picture and that's why we are hurt. The real can never be hurt. It is the picture which is hurt.
Okay. Um, it could be in some cases that the mind may be wandering elsewhere, in which case there is no impression at all.
Hmm.
Now, in an audio-visual method, the series of mental pictures the teacher has in mind.
What if, well, some people don't register any impressions only. In Gujarati, we have a beautiful saying, "Bhago jevo lage." Thing. I don't know what they say in English. He's not registering he's not registering any picture. What do you call impression only?
Hmm. Now, in an audio-visual method, the series of mental pictures the teacher has in mind is reproduced clearly, and all 10 pupils will absorb the same series of mental pictures.
Yes.
So,
Now, this is very important, very important. And, you know, and that is where this requires years of training to come to that. That means one teacher, all his students, they have an exact the same idea creates the same picture in all of them.
so your example of how we were studying the diagrams in the past few classes is an example of an audio-visual method where the whole thing, what is being spoken about, is also visually being drawn out so that the picture that all of us are receiving is the same or somewhere same.
So the picture should not come from memory.
Yeah.
You know, picture should come from sensitivity. Uh, I can explain this a little more if you,
Please, sir.
yeah, in the sense that when I took the talks on the Devis, so in each of these Devis, they represent a higher, what do you call, higher emotional state. And we want to induce that state within ourselves. So the students in those days would be given a diagram. And when that diagram becomes alive in the mind, as you move the mind along that diagram within yourself, this diagram is called as a yantra, right? Slowly, by moving the mind across that diagram, an image is created in the mind, and the mind becomes that image. It takes on that image. So it takes on all the qualities which are hidden in the image. If it's compassion, love, all the higher.
Yeah.
Now, the image has not been drawn by the student. The student has moved his mind along a yantra and the image has been created out of the moving the mind on the yantra. Am I clear in this, or are you able to understand this?
Yes.
Right? Now, see the beauty over here, the real beauty of this is that no images were there of these Devi Devtas. You take the yantra, uh, meditate upon the yantra in the proper way, work your consciousness along the lines of the yantra, and you create the image gets created in your mind, and your mind becomes that image, and all the hidden properties in that image. Uh, right? Say we take an image of Jupiter. So one of the properties could be gratitude, another property could be generosity, right? So all the properties which are hidden in that image, you suddenly, for some time, you're lifted, your state of consciousness is lifted to those properties. And this is the whole idea of darshan in a temple or something, to be able to have that image. Over the years, the gurus found that now the quality of the students is such that they are not able to create the image from the, what do you call, yantra. So then the ready-made images were given to the gurus, which were created by people who use the yantra. When these ready-made images came, whether they were in Assam or whether they were in Kerala or what do you call, any part of India, the western part of India, Gujarat or whatever, right? When they came around the, what do you call, 8th or 10th century, around that time, suddenly all of the images were similar. So if there was one Devi in, what do you call, having a certain image, if say Kali Mata, so somebody drawing Kali Mata from a yantra in Assam, somebody drawing in Calcutta, somebody drawing in Kerala, all who came out with the same images. And that was where the, what do you call it, was the objectivity. It was not like a personal, I have a personal image, you have a personal image. All the images which came out of using the same yantra were similar. Right? And then, of course, we had all these statues of all these Devi Devtas, and we go and worship them. And we've forgotten the old science of how to recreate that image within ourselves so we can imbibe of the higher qualities which are hidden in the, what do you call, temple statue. We just go there, do puja, and say, see that I don't have any problem tomorrow, right? Take care of it. And of course, the income tax people are coming to my door. So when they are at the door, you better be there, right? So
There,
the science is lost now.
when we are trying to think visually, which we just told us that it is a great exercise to do. When we are thinking visually, then all the visuals are coming only from the memory. Like, I don't have a capacity to create any fresh, like, probably there is, but 80-90% of those visuals are coming from something that one has already seen. Like, when I'm talking about imagining a group of students sitting in a class, it's almost like I'm giving a prompt to my memory. Then I say back in those days. So the demeanor, the whole thing, how they're dressed and everything changes. Right? So it's again the context is being fed into my memory or my programming through somebody else's memory, like, or a collective memory. So
Okay,
how do we
very
then,
true. Very
yeah,
true. Now, supposing you're conscious at the moment of the image being created. If you bring in consciousness
yeah,
to that point where the image is being created,
yeah,
then you'll say this drawing is not good. Let me change this a little.
yeah. But
Right?
even that is coming from memory. Even the
No, no. If it is consciousness, it is coming from intelligence,
intelligence.
right? It is coming from intelligence. And
So I'm right now
intelligence is creating new pathways in the mind. It doesn't want to walk on the old pathways. Yeah, go ahead. What were you saying here?
but that intelligence is somehow also like intelligence accrued from the past, a portion of it.
Then it is not intelligence, right? Intelligence is, I want to now, I have this image. Can I now transform it into something higher?
Okay, I'll tell you how I'm thinking. I'm thinking of how I interact or how people interact with AI these days. There are these tools wherein you can create a whole movie with spectacular graphics and stuff like that, right? So you give a basic prompt to AI and it'll create you a basic scenario. Then you give in some more intelligence. I'm giving it more intelligence that the color palette has to be this, the feeling has to be epic. Take example of, let's say, 300 movie or something. I am giving it intelligence that has been fed into me through my memory of seeing something as epic, a visual. How does an epic visual look epic, right? That is coming to me from my experience of what I've seen as epic. I don't
You're
know if
not
I'm
getting it
deviating.
again. You're not getting it again. Incoming impulse means
Past memory patterns,
in identical memory patterns.
identical memory
Right?
patterns.
Memory is past,
Yeah.
right? Actually, I just wrote a line on memory and mind a few days ago. Like you are using artificial, I'm also using AI. And I just wrote it that, would you like to expand on this?
Yeah.
The AI replied back, what a beautiful koan you have written. It's so original. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is that incoming impulse meets identical
Memory
memory.
pattern. Yeah.
Together they form what is called, what do they form?
Uh,
Thought form.
Images, like
A
thought forms.
thought
Yeah.
form.
Huh.
A thought form, right?
Yeah.
Now that thought form comes to the IESM centers,
Yes.
right? What is decoded in that thought form?
Uh,
The identical memory
yeah. Pattern.
pattern,
Yeah.
plus because it is soaked in emotion.
Correct.
So there is already a label of like or dislike,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
What is decoded is that identical memory pattern.
Yeah.
At that moment, it forms an impression.
Correct.
So at that moment, when if we change the pathway over there, then over a period of time, that identical memory pattern will change.
Okay. So maybe the examples that I'm thinking are not the right examples. So I'm thinking of an example of, let's say, you are saying that look at a classroom. I am visualizing the classroom at the same time. Now, but we are talking about probably meeting someone who you have met and you meeting him with a particular kind of identical memory pattern comes and your reaction that you evoke is governed and emotionally soaked and you look at that person in a particular light. Now I remove that emotional soaked thing and I look at that person objectively trying to dissociate the emotional part of my past experiences.
Keep it simple, the
Yeah.
emotional like or dislike.
Okay.
Huh? So then it becomes very easy,
Okay.
right? So a person is coming and there's an automatic dislike, right?
Yeah.
And I bring in consciousness. Now, the first thought has come dislike, right? Huh? But I don't allow myself to think other thoughts that, okay, he is what do you call caused so many problems for me in the past, you know. Then I'm thinking that idea. The first thought which comes is an idea. It
Yeah.
has not come from me, it has come from outside.
Right.
The incoming impulse has met the identical memory pattern, formed a thought form, and that has been that has been decoded in the as an idea. That idea forms an impression on the mind,
Yeah.
right? So uh, the thing is that can I what do you call bring consciousness there, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I say that when I meet him, I look at this dislike, but I'm going to, when I talk to him, I'm going to work upon the dislike.
Right.
I'm going to work upon So I'll use good words with him. Otherwise, if I had just reacted, I would have used very harsh words with him.
Correct.
Right? Now, in that, I'm changing the dislike.
Right, right, right.
You get it? I'm
Yeah.
working consciously on the dislike part of it.
Yes.
So the next time the identical memory pattern comes, it will not have dislike of the same intensity.
Yes, absolutely.
It may not be for the same person. It could be some other person or some other incident altogether. Dislike
Hmm.
is dislike. It is lying within me. The person from outside is just the instrumental cause.
Yeah.
Can you understand?
Yes, 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 I can.
Dislike is already lying there in the memory pattern.
Yeah.
Over a period of time, the memory patterns of dislike transform.
Right.
Right? So I look at the person, I dislike him, but I'll now bring in what Gurdjieff calls as work eyes. I'll say
Yeah.
that, but there are so many people who love him, right? And he's a very good husband. He earns well for his family, he looks after them. So definitely there's something in him which I'm not looking at, which I'm not
Right.
able to see. And that dissolves my dislike a little.
Yes.
Can you get what I'm trying to say?
Yes. But my question is,
Hmm.
sorry, I may be deviating and maybe you want to talk about visuals in the next class. But my question is related to visuals. The exercise that we discussed, that when you are reading something or
Again,
say,
you're not getting it.
I've got this part of the whole thing,
No,
but
no, here, what is the visual?
here the visual is a venomous person who I dislike,
Who I
who's going to
dislike.
cause me trouble.
I already have formed a picture of him,
Yeah.
right? Now, can I transform that picture into a work of art? It is just
Yes.
a low-level painting.
Yeah, yeah, yes, yes,
Right?
yes, yes.
Hmm.
Okay.
Okay, we can read a little bit ahead.
Yeah. Okay. Now, in an audiovisual method, the series of mental pictures the teacher has in mind is reproduced clearly, and all 10 pupils will absorb the same series of mental pictures. Hence, the grasp in all cases ought, ideally, to be nearly equally good, except for the mind that is wandering, in which case, again, there will be no impression at all.
See, first comes the word. Then comes the picture which comes from the memory. The picture, and that picture has been created out of the thought form.
Yeah.
Right? So now the idea is, can I transform that picture? That picture. Now the teacher has a picture in his mind. So the more I transform the picture, the clearer it will, the closer it will come to the picture which is in the mind of the teacher. Right, of the teacher.
Yeah.
Now, say Mr. Tavaria left in 1994. So when we said our last goodbyes or whatever, he must have had some picture in his mind about me.
Hmm.
Right? Now, over the years, am I coming closer to that picture or am I going further away from that picture?
Yeah.
Right? Now, tomorrow, if I get irritated upon somebody and I say all kinds of things to that person, okay, you don't have any intelligence or something, I can call that person. then suddenly I remember my aim and I say, have I closer to that picture or have I gone away from that picture?
Right.
Right. So the teacher, even though the teacher may not be the, but the teacher has a picture of the student in his mind,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And he wants it is his, what we call, we don't have an exact English word for it. It is called as his sankalp. We don't have a proper English word for it, right?
Resolve.
The resolution, they use the word, but it's not the exact word. So the teach, teacher, has a higher desire, a picture of higher desire for the student, right? And the student to reach that level of that picture which the teacher has in mind for him, it may take many years of hard practice to, and there's always that inner remorse.
Yeah.
Because uh, here he has written the pupils will absorb the same series of pictures, right?
Hmm.
But it is not so. It is very difficult. You always feel that I have not lived up to it. I have not lived up to it,
Yeah.
right? So, but the you have to keep transforming the picture of yourself.
Yeah.
The picture of yourself will transform only when you transform other people's pictures.
Right.
Hmm.
Got it.
So I'm talking with somebody with harshness and I bring softness over there. Suddenly I've transformed his picture, but in transforming his picture, I'm transforming my own picture.
Yes. Understood.
Shall we stop here? Because now he's going to the diagrams, right? Anyone else has
Yes.
any questions? No, my throat is a little bad today.
In some respect, the identical memory patterns are pictures
The thought pictures, they form thought
or
forms,
forms.
but the thought form will be a negative.
Right.
So that negative comes into the IASM centers.
Right.
And the negative turns into a positive by decoding.
Right.
Right. Now, how much of tamas, rajas, and sattva is involved in the decoding?
Right.
Right. If I is strong, right, then there will be more sattva in the decoding, more intelligence in the decoding. Right.
Right.
If what you call E is strong, then there'll be more reaction in the decoding.
Right.
And what do you call if what you call S is strong, there'll be more couldn't care less attitude in the decoding.
Right. Right. Thank you.
Yes, somebody asked a question. It flashed, but I couldn't read it.
Hindeep, do you want to ask your question again?
Yeah, so I have an off-tangent question. Can I ask you?
Yeah.
So you mentioned something about yantra. So let us take the example of Enneagram. So if I want to interpret the Enneagram, I need to know the theory. I need to know how to read the diagram. So I guess it's the same case with yantras as well, right?
Yeah. The Enneagram is a what do you call moving diagram of the law of three and the law of seven. Right. So first if I want to interpret the Enneagram, then I have to first study the law of three and law of seven, how they work, and how he has put them together in the Enneagram. So that is one part of it. The ancient yantras, in a way, were Enneagrams only. Right? So, but they are all alive diagrams, moving diagrams, right? And we can recreate those diagrams in our mind and sort of move our consciousness along the lines of the diagram. Right? So,
But
yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
yeah, but what I don't understand is why do we need the diagram? Because if we already know the concepts behind the diagram, then what is the need for the diagram?
The diagram is a living image of the law. You understand? And it tells us where we are at a certain point. Supposing there are two movements in the Enneagram. One is an outward movement called 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And there's one inner movement called 1, 4, 2, 8, 5, 7. Right? So I am moving from 1 to say 2 and 2 to 3 to 4. And suddenly I say at 4, there is an inner movement. What is the relationship of 1 to 4? Right? And I look inside and I try to see what that relationship is. Right? So supposing I say 1 is doing the refining exercises. Right? 2 is what you call where I start doing the what do you call the 3-step rhythmic breathing. Right? Then 3 is what do you call I'm doing the prism exercise. 4, I have now reached 3 minutes of refining exercise. So what is the relationship of 1 to 4? Because there's a movement. I have gone from 1 where I was doing 1 minute of refining down to 4 where I'm doing 3 minutes of refining. Right? Suddenly it shows me the inner connection. Right? And that inner connection has many meanings because now it is going through so many lines. It is going through lines which are connecting 8 to 2. It is going through a line which is connecting 3 to 9. It is going through a line which connects 3 to. So all these have different properties. By jumping from 1 minute to 3 minutes, suddenly so many properties I've imbibed. All these lines are connected. Can you understand what I'm trying to say?
Yes.
So say I say at number 6 comes the corrective exercises. Right? Now 6 is related to 3, the prism. So corrective exercises and the prism have a certain relationship. By moving from what you call 1 minute to 6 minutes, something of the corrective has also come in, something of the prism has come in. Can you understand? Right?
Yes.
So, and that is not done by doing it is a what do you call because I have reached from 1 minute to 3 minutes. So when I put an Enneagram, supposing I make an Enneagram of Mr. Tavariaji's system, the way of working, suddenly things will start becoming clear on me. Where I am in this system, what is happening. If I move from here to here, what will happen, what lines cross, etc., etc. So it is an inner diagram of the work.
Okay, so it's a kind of it's a way of expressing the system.
It's a way of expressing fundamental laws of life. These laws are everywhere. Whenever truth expresses itself, it expresses in these two laws, law of 3 and law of 7. And when both of them work together, how do you see? Because law of 3 is always in the present moment. Law of 7 is always in time. So how do you put the present? What is the relationship of present moment to time? It is in the Enneagram.
Okay.
We requires deep study, deep study. In Baroda, I took some talks on the Enneagram. You should listen to those talks. And then I took a Gujarati camp also on the Enneagram. You can also go through that.
Okay, sure.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank
Shall we
you.
stop here? Any other questions? Anyone else?
Yeah, I had one more question.
Hmm.
So recently I was going through your talks on Navdurga, and you mentioned that these 9 days are auspicious in the sense that they help us elevate our energies. So, would you recommend any special practices during these days?
I would recommend you do 11 malas of Gayatri mantra every day with the 3-step rhythmic breathing. And for these 9 days, try to eat one meal, one food. Right. Okay. All the best. Where are you from?
I'm from Rajkot.
Rajkot. And just now you're in Canada.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All the best. Right.
Thank you.
We'll stop over here. Right.
Thank you.
Yeah, we're meeting on Saturday for the Yoga Sutra, English Yoga Sutra on Saturday.
Wednesday?
Huh?
What about Wednesday, sir? No.
Wednesday and Friday is Gujarati.
Right. Okay.
Wednesday and Friday we are meeting for Gujarati.
Sure.
And the next English talk we'll have on Saturday, or the Yoga Sutra talk. Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you, Guruji.
Thank you, Guruji. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.